have them go to Sudan and go for holidays, but Sudan is a country of extremes. We are either really happy or we are really low. You're either dying or you're at a wedding. It's very strange. And as the doctor said, it's that middle bit, the middle bit of just getting to work and fearing the roads, or my cousin's going to university and wondering whether the university is closing because they've decided they're closing the university for 6 months so they can't sit their exams, or trying to get into a library, or trying to print a piece of paper. Everything is difficult to do in Sudan, and the basic problems. It's not, of course health is a problem, but basic teaching and basic healthcare is a problem. Getting to the GP just to get medicine is a problem. You can't, you're either dying or you're not, and the in-between is the problem. It's as if we can't really work out how to look after people from a basic need, basic healthcare, basic plumbing, basic house care, basic cars. Everything is tricky, everything's a problem. Every single time someone came to our house to fix the plumbing, he was there for 6 hours and the plumbing was never fixed because everyone is trying to get somewhere and everyone is trying to get something. So I think, as the doctor said, the problem that they have here, that maybe we have in the UK or in the Western world, is that everyone is taught basic things and how to deal with basic problems, and then they climb the ladder to become experts in their field. In Sudan, you go from literally a student to an architect, the in-between, or a student to a doctor. Suddenly you graduate and you are like a consultant. And it's very strange that we aren't a country that learn the in-between. And I think, as you said, it is that holistic and that planning and public health care and basic human understanding of human things that you need to then become an expert. Not everyone is an expert, but in Sudan, everyone thinks they're an expert at everything. And I think that's a huge problem.
وري للشباب ده الوضع شنو في السودان ودوره شنو في التحول في السودان الحاصل ده.
I mean, the first thing I would say is Sudan is made up of 70% youth.
Okay.
So while all the adults, all of you here, are talking about the corruption and the money and the banking and whatever else is happening, most of Sudan is us. That's primarily the problem, and no one is listening to us. No one is asking us what we think. No one is getting us involved. We're just sort of like letting the adults do what adults do, while we all are getting educated, are doing our thing, are, becoming better at what we do. I think the issue of connection with the diaspora to Sudan is that there isn't enough. We just don't know enough here. We're not taken to Sudan enough. I luckily have been to Sudan every other year since I've lived in the UK, but still I go there and I'm like, this is amazing, I want to do something. I don't really know what to do. I'm going back to my own life where I know what I'm doing. I think for them, they feel like you're coming here from London, you think you're great, you think you know, and then you're leaving, you don't know what it's like to be us. When I spoke to the youth at the British Council, and they were like, Basma, please help us. Like, I want to sell my business. I want to sell these bags I've made. I want to sell these accessories. What do I do? So we had, I think his name is Peter. He was talking to me about the bags, and he was like, I don't trust anyone to make these bags the way I make them, but I don't have enough time because I've got too many cells and I can't do it properly. And I was like, you have to hire a team. And he was like, well, I don't trust anyone. And I was like, okay, you need to set up an apprenticeship where you train your staff, because your staff are only going to be as good as you are, and then they will become as good as you. You will pay them, so they will want to do the job. They don't do the job well, you fire them. That is basically how business works. While he was talking, another girl was in the room, and she was like, this is the way I do it. Then another girl was like, this is the way I do it. And I said to them, I sat there, and I was like, you don't need me, because you all have the communication. You all have each other. You listen to her, she's got a way of doing it that you didn't know. Now listen to her and talk to her.
بس انتربتي الشباب اللي جابوا لك في البريتش كونسل ديل ordinary average Sudanese girl ولا يعني high level class girls?
Absolutely normal people. Normal people who work 9 to 5 jobs, 9 to 6 jobs, but don't just want to work 9 to 5, 1 to 6. They want to own their own businesses. The thing about Sudan now is, before, without the internet, no one knew any different. We were in this closed kind of North Korea environment where no one knew anything. Now we're in a world where, I mean, all of my cousins and all of my friends, we might not have running water, but somehow they're all on WhatsApp. Everyone's on WhatsApp. Sudan is obsessed with WhatsApp. WhatsApp, Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, everyone is on everything. So there is no excuse now to not be able to connect. The problem is, understanding what they want and us understanding what we need, and then for the adults to help us. So I think primarily the issue is that as adults, you aren't really listening to the youth. You're not really listening to our needs. You're not listening past the fact that maybe some of them don't want to be doctors, maybe they don't want to be vets, they don't want to be lawyers, but they want to have their own business, which can be just as successful.
The same problem في السودان. نفس المشكلة. الأدلت هناك ما بيلسن للأطفال.
No.
The same problem.
No Sudanese adults.
Which one is worse, here or all Sudanese?
All Sudanese adults don't listen. They feel like they know. You're adults and your parents, and you do know better. That's fine. But I think you have to help them be better at things above what you believe is better. So if they want to own their own business, help them own their own business. If they want to do other things outside of Sudan, if they want to travel, if they want to see the world, you have to help them.
طيب يا بسمة another question. لو هسه adults are not listening للyoung leg عشان انتوا if you are so good into what can you do? Now we are not listening.
This is now what I'm doing personally.
Yes.
I contacted the British Council. I said, I want you to set up a conference where I talk to the youth.
Excellent.
So he collected 30 people, and I sat before, like hours before my flight, and was like, I'm going to run through as much as I can do. Now he said they have enough funding to fly me back to Sudan in 6 months to do a workshop. I wouldn't have been able to do that had I have not gone forward and done it. Okay. But there are so many youth here in Sudan and the UK that have expertise to help. But you have to tell that, you have to help them.
Okay. Now question, we've been الشباب في السودان أو الحكومة في السودان بتتهم مش بتتهم لكن بيقولوا إنه الشباب بتاع كيبورد بس يعني they are not serious number one. ويا زي ما انت قلتي بياخذوا الفهم العام للواتساب والسناب شات والحاجات دي انها fun is not work is not serious business يعني ده يعني criticism للشباب. وبالنسبه للشباب اللي هنا بيقولوا they are not connected مع السودان مع مشاكل السودان. هل how connected do you see yourself with Sudan? Because you hold a Sudanese passport, صح?
I do not. I'm actually British
you do not.
passport.
You don't have a Sudanese passport?
I have a British passport now.
No, I know it's British, but I
did. Yes,
you did?
I did.
Okay. But eventually your blood is Sudanese.
Yes.
طيب what can you, I mean into you personally, but you mean الشباب اليونج جنريشن في اليو كي ويوروب وغيره كدياسبرا, what do you think they can do? I mean, do they just stay passively, or how many who are positively like yourself who are positively going forward and contacting? I mean الشباب هنا they have been criticized for إنهم ما coming forward. ممكن بعدين حنسمع عليهم.
Yeah, and I think that's a huge problem, but I think it comes to people like me who are like, okay guys, let's help. Let's do something to help. So I think I can't blame adults for everything. Primarily as an adult, I have to take responsibility, and that's what I did. I personally took responsibility and went forward to try and help them. I just don't think enough people have the initiative to do so. But I do think that is our job as elders and then as young people to be like, okay, I did this, let's all try and do something.
Last question, sorry بقاطعك كثير. هسه سمعتي critical problem بيعاني منها السودان في الهيلث وكريتيكال بروبلم في الصناعه في المانيفاكتشرنج وفي كريتيكال بروبلم بتاع دارفور. هسه انت as a young Sudanese, what can you choose any one of these serious problem ودينا your perspective? Any one of these.
I mean, I think
talk about the health. How it can be solved.
I think that's probably the most important one. It's not just about health, as the doctor said. It's basic care. It's basic understanding of health.
How can it be solved? Even though the minister is sitting here, like, okay, I would like to listen to you.
Teach. It's very. I think we overcomplicate things.
Yeah, what is it?
It's not that complicated.
Teach?
We just teach. We teach the right thing in schools. It's so interesting in Sudan because they're taught to be doctors or lawyers or whatever else. But like my cousins don't know how to turn on the oven. They don't know how to iron. They know how to do incredible things, but they don't know how to do basic things. Here in the UK, we teach home economics.
Yes.
So everyone has to learn how to sew, they have to learn how to iron, they have to learn how to cook, they have to learn basic human things. For some reason in Sudan, we don't even teach those basic human things. You just become an adult straight away. So I do think it's primarily the very basic things that young adults need to know.
Excellent.